I want everybody to know that we are the universe.
All right, welcome everyone. It's time to be writing. I hope everyone is having a wonderful, delightful, delicate, opportunistic, prosperous, abundant night. I am sitting here in this beautiful chair, but I can also acknowledge that I am grateful that everyone has been gifted with a house and a shelter and a place, and I hope every single person who has been homeless in their life will get a house and a roof above their heads and a car to travel. I just really pray for every single one of you that everyone you know, or even yourself, to look at the mirror and see how wonderful and precious and timeless and divine and wonderful you are, because of this creator that created us, that put us in this planet for the big purpose of us being the best we can ever be. As I write the whatever it is today I have experienced, I'm gonna make a conclusion of what I have learned today, but I want you to guys to also do something prosperously, productively, creatively, imaginatively, and inventively inspiring to you and to everyone around you. So I will be sitting and writing with you, and I hope you can consider me that I am sitting next to you studying whatever it is, because we are one beautiful soul enjoying this process we call life, and we are bestowing the love to everyone among us. So let's do this. I will also watch some of my videos I made here on YouTube as I intellectually learn about myself and how I used to think, what I did think, and how I am still currently thinking. Let's do this. Peace and blessings. Share this if you would like. It is all up to you.
We are one giant universe in this entire planet. It is so cool. It's so beautiful that when you are this personality, well, imagine if you are 14 years and if you have this mindset, when I become a father, I want my 14-year-old son to be the happiest, most productive, most creative person who inspires every 14-year-old to start thinking. And if you're 14 and you're saying this, just go and keep on going, because you're on the right track. Well, I have this mentality of growing younger in life, and I want you to also do the same. I want you to grow younger. Well, we in this world, I've been kicked out multiple times, not only from schools, but from a lot of places. But if I started telling you about how many places I've been kicked out from, I would be sitting in this chair for like probably 7 hours. But look, the beautiful thing about life is when you're discovering your inner possibilities and you want to express them. Because today I met a person, I haven't talked to him in 2.5 years, and I made a lot of narrow choices, which is the micro choices that we make get us to meet individuals in an uncertain place, uncertain time. So you gotta look at, this is what I learned in a big scale. If you want to meet someone important, you gotta understand how you're making those small choices, and you gotta know that somehow these small choices you make are going to get you to the vision, that which gets you to become a better person who feeds your soul what it really, really yearns. Your soul that you truly are yearns for something. You look at this. I started this new book, and this one is about the planets. There is 33 major attributes of leadership, and I think those are the spine bones. See? The spine bones. There's 33 bones, but I call it this the extraordinary inspiring leader here, this one. So I want to talk about that here a bit. Those 33 major attributes, they are about you. They're actually not about the outside of you, not about the relative truth that we all live together, but this connective truth that you have within yourself. These are the 33 major attributes of leadership. So let's say that you are 12 years young, or let's say you are 5, and you're getting to learn about this world that we live in right now. Maybe you have a lot of pressure. Maybe you have a lot of action to take. Maybe you have lots of people to talk with. Maybe you are even 70 and watching this. The 33 major attributes of leadership start within you, and you can discover them. One of them is having a mission in life. Since you are the vision that we are all wanting to see, we want to see you the best universe you can ever be. The star that shines, the I that becomes the we, that gets us to experience the sensation of who we truly are by seeing this one universe express himself or herself in the most profound, inspiring manner, where that person is a singer, guitarist, or pianist, doesn't matter, or a mathematical genius. This is where they express their inner possibilities and become this shining star, right? This is what I want as a soul, having a human experience. I want to see everybody succeed with me. And this is where decentralized governance comes into play. We come back again at this. If the world has a decentralized governance about how do we govern our emotions, the problem of crime is ended. The 33 major attributes of leadership that are within you, there's books that teach you about major rules of leadership. There's courses about that. But you gotta find them your own. This is where epiphanies start to open up in your mind, right? What I really love about this world is that it is actually possible to live without crime. It's so possible. You know, we can live with morality, and we can live with immorality, but immorality, it's not necessarily crime. And if we build those decentralized beliefs that are not about what does this person believe, but it's about what I as a soul want to bring to the world. And this is what is so lovely today, because when I see people around me walking, I don't see bodies walking. I don't see them like animals. I don't see him like anything. I see it as a beautiful soul. It's walking. It's just exploring. It's having this thought transference. Like we're all like this. We are all antennas. We're all satellites of Earth. What the truth of this core of Earth is, it's just inert in our hearts. And that's why our hearts are always true. Imagine if it's a collective heart just beating at once. Would you imagine for a second that all the hearts of humans, of human souls in a human body, are beating at the same time? Would you imagine that the Earth's core, having all these cycles of Celsius degrees and all this temperature that we may think are degrees or something, we think they are degrees conventionally, but what are they really? See? When we start getting to understand about the soul that we are, it's powerful. When you think about who you are deep down, start thinking about how wonderful you are, how wonderful you really are. This is where pride is gone in a way that it's just not serving you. And when you really start having this inner prideness, where you're starting to serve humankind without wanting to be heard as somebody who serves humankind, right? You want to be heard as somebody who's just he's being himself. You don't want to do it for other purposes. I really have lots of things to talk with you about. But I want to tell you, you are so welcome to this world. Feel like everybody wants you to be the best you. You see, if you've gone through struggles, that was necessary for you to learn how does the other side work, and it's an indication of what is there in the other side. And this is what I told my friend that I haven't talked to for 2.5 years. I told him, if you were going through stressful events this month, or you've encountered a lot of problems, that indicates that next time in the same year you're gonna have so much great experiences, and you're gonna say Laith said that. Because guys, humans, my fellow human beings, I want to tell you, I lived war, and look, I am so grateful to be breathing, you see? Because we are being breathed. We are not breathing, right? It's automatic. It's autonomous. We are being breathed. We're not the ones who are breathing. Something is breathing us. Something that is a vision of us. It's us in the deep core of who we are. The soul that we really yearn to feed. We are yearning to feed ourselves by our own collective, deep conscious way of living life. I met such a great person in my life. He influenced me on becoming a great parent. And I love saying his name. His name is Mike. Such a great person. I just think about him so much. I think from how he lives life, you see? He has like a great family, and I leave my body for a second and I live in his mind, in his wife's mind, in his children's mind, and I start seeing this harmonic relationship, like a guitarist and a violinist. They're all playing in harmony, and they're just so much emotions that are, they know this harmonic love. And if you imagine, if you combine all that I have just said about a family and you combine that with yourself, since you have multiple personalities within you, and since you're being breathed, you start understanding that your belief systems in life is just the core, and you start seeing the results. You see here? It is not logical to go out of your body and to live somebody else, and that's why we call this empathy. Emotional path. Emotiopath. Emotiopath. Look, empath. So, it is so powerful when you start leaving your body for a second, living somewhere else. You can even leave your body right now and see what I am seeing. You can see around my room. You can train your mind to do anything that you, as a soul, having a beautiful human experience, want to do. You can do whatever it is you want to do. And I'm not saying this conventionally or as a conforming way of becoming a personal developer. I don't like to call myself any terms. I like to call myself, I'm a soul. Soul. You see, there's in music language. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, si. See? We are in music. We are everywhere. So, I want to tell you that you matter to this world, and we need people like you. And please, if you have those gifts, like guitar, drums, anything that you like to experience yourself, anything that your soul really loves to live and to do them, do that. I want to see that. Okay? If you're 10 years, if you're 20, if you're 50, if you're 500 years, I hope that's possible in the future, because this video could be holographically translated, right? Since YouTube's really investing in the future, and YouTube wants to make all the videos holographic, then that's going to be possible. We can use computer-generated images or computer-generated imagination, and the robots are going to holographically take me out and put me in like this sort of cube, and this is going to play my video like this. So build that. If you love building this technology, build it. I just want to say that you truly matter in this universe. Well, the matter is who you are. You matter. Otherwise, you would not have had the opportunity to hear me. You would be in the other dimension, which is the fourth one. And that takes effort. You're actually courageous that you have kept on going in life. You know, props to you. Thanks to you. Kudos to you. Shukran lek. Thank you well. Bonjour. Yeah. I suggest one of the things is to take walks, but having an inspiration within that walk, that you don't take this walk to explore the outside, but to build upon the inside, build upon what's already in the inside, not about something that you're missing or something. You already have everything you want within you. Everything. You can invent a star. Like, I wonder, I had a dream today about the God equation. I felt that my God actually showed me an equation about how everything works, how he makes everything. And I think somehow, at some point, we are gonna make a star. We're gonna literally invent something like a star. But we're not trying to be like God, or who made all this giant, vast, stellar universe, right? But we want to see how it would feel to invent something like a star, right? How would you feel? Ask yourself, would I like to invent a star? Would I like to invent an artificial planet? Well, if that's a yes, go pursue that. Pursue what the soul yearns to be fed through. Because you are the vision, not the vision. You are the vision. Division, you see? I am really grateful that I get to share those thoughts with you. Those, well, I call them ponderations, ponderings. I ponder upon them and I speak to humankind this way. You know, because if I have never shared these thoughts, those ponderings, this wonderful wonderness, I would just keep it to myself and I would just go to sleep. But you know, I have made a plan, which is, I hope I can have 100 children through the aid of technology as well. And every one of them, I want them to start teaching what I have learned during my lifetime. You know, I'm 20, and this statement may sound like as if I was 100, but I really have a lot of things to share. Not to say or not to talk, but to share. Because I really feel that the world needs each other. We need each other so deep. Like, we are a soul. We have a body. We have belief systems. We are decentralized governance. We are the future. We shape the future. But at the same time, we need each other. I mean, well, some people like to stay alone, right? Some people love to stay alone. That is the most amazing thing if the soul likes that. I'm okay with being alone. I'm okay with being lonely at the top. Lonely at the top is where you have all these friends in your mind. There's no such thing as lonely at the top. But there's imaginary friends in your mind, you see? Or maybe somebody just creates 1 trillion versions of themselves when they're sitting by themselves and alone, and they're like, oh, I'm okay with being myself. I'm okay. Let me see. So, my last message to you for this broadcasting, this photonic broadcast, this photophonic, electronic, digitized casting, this. My last message to you for this So, my last message to
oh my god, I hit my toe.
You for this. So, my last message to you for this broadcasting, this photonic broadcast, this photophonic, electronic, digitized, technological broadcast, is that I want you to look at the mirror today as a pure request from my heart, from my deep core of being, to look at yourself and say, I am a soul. And I have the capacity, I have the ability, and I have the strength to do whatever it is I want to be, do, and have. 3 together, and I call this the triangle of power. Being, let's say, being an artist, doing philanthropy with your art, and having millions of dollars, billions of dollars, trillions of dollars, quadrillions of dollars, sextillions of dollars. Say this, accept yourself. Like, look at the mirror, accept yourself, you see? Make it more mystical, more magical, you know? Immerse yourself with yourself about building companies, businesses, art, artistry, churches, mosques, whatever comes into your center of divine operational mind. So, I will see you soon, and may you be endorsed with eternal blissfulness. See you later.
That when it
or did remain you and revolutionize the perception of who you are. Understand this, that what I have gone through in my life has nothing to do with determining that true you. You gotta understand that I've went through these moments where a lot of people said to me, don't be this for this, don't do this for this. And I was like, this is such conformity on the next level. Because we have forgotten the gifts that we really gotta align our gratitude with, and through, and as, and with, and by. So we have kind of forgotten those things, and we have taken them for granted. I was one of them. And so that's why I think a lot of people tell you to not be this someone for the sake of someone else. And I think that's why intelligence from other planets or other galaxies don't communicate with us, because we are afraid to communicate with each other, with our emotions that we have been gifted. So this is something that we gotta revolute. Let's revolutionize this way of thinking that, oh, if I am this book, maybe somebody's gonna judge what's in here. What are these words? But what is the end of it all is that all of it was words. And we share our emotions with words, so it would be afraid of the same thing. So I don't speak with apples, I don't speak with spoons, I speak with words, and you also speak with words. And so also those words can also tell us if we're talking about apples or if we're talking about spoons, but not the other way around. So if I'm talking with a spoon, you wouldn't know if I'm speaking about words or not. So the important thing that I want to share here is understand that I will never be who I used to be, nor will I be who I'm gonna be. I am in a constant state of change and unfoldment of the cosmic me, because this is the emanation of the one who created me. The one who created me is the infinite and infinitely intelligent me, the one that I am one with all the time when I look at me. Because when I look at me, I look and understand through me that the one who created me is always with me. And the one who is always with me always understands me and never wants me to change for somebody else. But unless it's something beneficial for me, for the true me, the one that really understands me, the one that really benefits me on everything that I do, not the other way around that people said, oh, be this someone to please another person, be this person because people will not like that, decrease your enthusiasm because a lot of people are not enthusiastic anymore. Decrease your dreams, your ambitions, because the world is in a constant state of destruction and the end of the world. Well, look. Okay, I really respect your perspective, madam and sir. I really love that you're telling me your honesticity. I'm open about understanding these things about why you believe them, but let me tell you something. I am here to be the me that I am intended to be, that my creator intended me to be, because I'm always one with that creator. And so therefore, even if I'm aware or not aware of with my oneness with that creator, I am gonna be me and remain me. And so this is what I want to tell you, that it really doesn't matter who you are, but what matters, who it matters to is you. So somehow you know that, oh, I'm never gonna be who I used to be, nor am I ever gonna be who I will be. So look at it this way. This is my friend, by the way. So I take him with me everywhere, and I give him hugs while taking walks. So like this, and I just take a walk with him. And also, I walk with pajama pants, so I hope you know that I'm being me. I'm not being someone else for someone else. And so, even if I'm in the business world, I'm gonna be me. I'm gonna be me, because that's what people are gonna love. They're not gonna love the fake me for them. They're gonna love this honesticity. So, look. It's full of dust, too. Beautiful. Dust in the wind. So, look. The me is the one that moves these. Look. The true you is the one who's moving these things. Look at that. So it's like we are gravity. Okay? Let's think that we are gravity for a second. We keep the planet up, you know? We keep the planet up. So we're not the planet. We keep the planet up. Yet we will never see what that is, what that gravity is. We're only going to see the results of it. And also with love. You're never going to see love in terms of looking at it. You're going to see the results of it. For example, I have been gifted this perfume. Oh, that's lovely. But that's love right there. You see the expression of it. So, and also we see our bodies. That's the best expression of the creator putting us in this body, programming, the development codes, the technology that the creator put in, the high technology. Feel it. Feel this love. Just feel it. Feel the results of how much love we have been gifted, and or how much we are to each other. So when I go outside, a lot of people look at me strange. I know why. Because I am being me, and they have been told to not do that, do not be that. And then when they are not being them, they are like judgmental about themselves. They're judging themselves on why have I been taught not to be the way I am supposed to be. So they judge themselves. That's why I radiate and bless them with and pray for them, and I send them a lot of love, and I say, I hope you guys understand that there's the one and only you in this existence. And why would you be someone who someone told you to be, and that someone told you to be is not beneficial for the true you? It's like you are chaining yourself all the time. You're chaining yourself and you're walking on the streets with chains and not knowing what to do with those chains. And it becomes heavy for you to swallow. You see? Not swallowing those chains, but swallowing the fact that you have these chains because of someone else's choices that has been made for you. So that's why when I entered the business world, the company industries, I don't want to build things based upon changing some people or oppressing change on them. No, I want to remind them who they truly are, first of all. That's the first stage. The second stage is talking with them about their experience of life. That's the second stage. The third stage is asking them, what would they love to be? And if their vision is aligned with my vision, then they are welcome to work with me and bring that vision to be. So, my vision is not about me, it's about the we that turns into the be. Because look at the honeycomb. This is how I love about my corporation mindset and heart set and soul set. It's about when I build a corporation, it is not about building rules and sticking to it. It's about finding your own rules and living through it. It's like a decentralized government. The decentralized government is being your best self you can ever be, like a murmur birdie. When I go outside, when I was in my refugee camp a few months ago, in the Netherlands, I was watching those birds at 4 a.m. And it was insane that it was at 4 a.m. that they were doing this. And when I say insane, it's inner sanity. I'm not saying desanity, I'm saying insane. Where you are really being aware of how your blood system works, how your blood flow works, how the Creator put this technology in your body, how it really works. So beautiful, how you're just like this infinite cosmic dance, and how it really works for you and through you and as you. How you're this emanation of this infinite intelligence, and everything you see outside of you is just an emanation of this infinite intelligence that is also in the deep core fibers of your being. And when I say fibers, that's in the state and the relations of the string theory. So fibers and strings make sense on why we try to put these things together. So look at this, you can understand that this universe is also a fabric, but it can also be a paradigm where it's a hologram. So a paradigm which is a program where it's a holographic program, where it also works in a fabric way. That's why there's upcoming in the next 20 years, there's going to be wearable technologies, and so that's why we're going to be using all these things, the emanation of the infinite. So let me speak about this. You being you is like this, moving, and that's what I've discovered, that momentum is just being you, but you're not this and you're not that. You see? Netty, right? And then you're at the same time, you're the one that is moving this. You see, so this is the connection with God, or whatever you call it, spirit, or the universe, or Yahweh, whatever you believe in. I love you regardless. I respect you regardless. I have deep, infinite gratitude for you to be here in this existence, because you can hear me, and so therefore, if you can hear me, you're this emanation of this infinite intelligence. Because I was writing today, and it was the first thing I was just writing, because I woke up at 9 today and it's 10. I was thinking, why would people measure
I woke up today at 9, but let me see what I was thinking and writing.
intelligence in numbers? If we are the emanation of the infinite intelligence, it's immeasurable. So what you see is the results. If you have like 500 IQ, it's possible. It's possible to have 500 IQ. So that means you are using things in your life in a certain way where it gives you 500 IQ. It's not that you are super genius. There's no one that can have this. Everyone has this. What matters is, what are we using with what we have been gifted in terms of high technology body? We can use our fingers immediately. There's real-time connection with our brain and our nerve cells in our hands, and there's the most nervous cells in our body that are in our hands, which is something powerful, where it's about technology, where we're gonna start using technology with our hands. And maybe sometimes we're gonna have control over our tunnel vision in our eyes and our hands too, where the nervous system connects with the eyes and the technology that we are building, and then we can like just swipe all our memories and then go back to them even while being alive, which means lucid living, not lucid dreaming, because you turn the dream into the real world and then you start going back in time with your eyesight, just through how innovative the human mind is, because the human mind is gifted. Whew.
Awkward. Let me put some. Let's do this one. Let's choose a different video here. And this one.
And discoveries for me that there seem to be good enough information out there suggesting the use of industrial water from the environment, which then causes basically in the populations that consume these foods osteoarthritis.
Yes, lack of boron.
Lack of boron.
Yeah, The technology team I'm working with right now is on this big campaign that the solution to so many things is borax.
Yes, exactly.
They're just talking about that all the time. And also certain hydrolysis physics now, the key is borax. Actually, it's cheap. You wouldn't believe the technologies that are based around boron right
Another one that gets bound up that's really interesting is phosphorus
now. Yeah, phosphorus.
and glyphosate.
Yeah.
If you really understand what glyphosate is and what phosphorus really is, because the alchemists were the ones who discovered it by isolating it from the urine, and when they isolated it in the flasks, it glowed like a light, and they thought this surely was the philosopher's stone. So if you think of what glyphosate is doing to the phosphorus as it's bound up and turning off the light,
Yeah, turning off your fire, man.
gets a real
Thanks,
insight
Monsanto.
on,
Yeah.
into what's going on.
Yeah, actually, and when we get to our ET history of DNA conversation, we're going to be talking about the Draco ancestors who used phosphorus for electron transport instead of iron in the blood. And what that difference was in terms of ensoulment in blood chemistry and implosion in blood. It's all about phosphorus. And the red phosphorus versus white phosphorus, red versus white Draco, actually, which became the Order of the Red Shield of Rothschild. Yes, and when Enki first found the one big soul, they thought the white Draco was not clonable. But that's another story. We got different story, different day. Sorry. So.
Did anybody ever measure the life force of the mosquito? I'm curious.
Thanks for getting us back. Well, you know, surface tension is a very big part of the mosquito's life. And charge access through membrane is about surface tension. So that would be related. And the other thing is alkaline blood is much more resistant, not just to sting, but will heal faster afterward. And the difference between alkaline and acid blood is critical to everything we do. Everything.
Like to the plants as well, when you fertilize them and you have like a very high pH,
Yeah.
and they won't take it on, but when you lower the pH, then it's taking all the fertilizer away.
Yeah. Thank you. Yes. So, and we have the whole bioelectronics of Vincent. We'll dig out the slides later, but most of you have seen. If you make a 3D graph, just visualize the picture. We can dig it out, it takes long. Visualize the picture. pH, redox, and resistance. It's a three-dimensional graph. You plot that for blood, saliva, urine, whatever. And there's a certain area in that graph that if you're there, it's always cancer. Very simple. Just measure pH, redox, resistance, plants, people. If you're a certain part of that graph, that's called cancer. Because electron transport efficiency is related to alkalinity, actually. So acidity is the proton, that's the bullet, where the electron is the little fractal black hole. That's why negative ion wind is so magic. Negative ion wind is an introduction to what Therapy does. Negative ion wind therapy, they first showed, you could dump spinal meningitis out of the fine, disinfect with it. But they were using very high voltage negative ion wind. This is Joyce in Scotland. We did a seminar there. And she's the one who came to me, she says, yep, I had to go out and get Egyptian cotton and get every bit of plastic and metal out of the room before this worked. She emphasized that to me. And it's the same thing. Negative ion is fragile, and the Therapy plasma is fragile. And that fragility is charge distribution efficiency. Charge distribution efficiency is the fractality of high dielectric constant. Your aura can breathe in a wood house. In a metal house, you die and your seeds die. Because the capacitance isn't right. Okay, so we were going to conclude with some more of the science, but really, any more fun thoughts, conversations? It's okay, this is late in the day.
One question about the history of negentropy. Obviously, people knew about, they didn't have the word probably for negentropy.
Yes.
But obviously they still died. So something didn't work. So how many sessions do you usually have on the Therapy to kind of become immortal?
Oh, how many? I think I'm going to refer that question to Paul.
Yes, we're working on that number. It seems to be irrational right now.
How many people today have come up to us and said, after the Therapy session, I get faster pictures in my head. And it was Hannes. Hannes, are you here?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Oh,
Hannes.
yeah.
Well, tell them what you were telling me about the pictures coming too fast.
Yeah, I mean, yesterday I took a 3-minute session, then a 6-minute session. I said, I'll take another one. I'm so good. Take
Overdid it a
another
little
10
bit.
minutes, you know, and then I went home. And first I was in here, and it was like, wow, I had to go in and out because I felt like so charged up. It was like I'm almost exploding. So I went down to cool, and then I went home, and I went down, and there was a band playing, and I thought I could. I knew that the next song they were playing. And then I went home, you know, and I lay down, and then suddenly it was like this big whirl, you know, and then all these pictures were coming in, and I was getting even a bit paranoid because it started with very negative stuff, you know, and then I really sort of had to open my eyes and said, all the negative stuff, please go away, you know, and leave me alone and give me some positive stuff. But it took some time till I could get rid of it, but the world wouldn't go away. It would take quite some time. It was like really, really powerful. Each time I closed my eyes, it was so strong that I felt like everything was like spinning, you know.
Tornado got going a little bit too fast.
Yeah. And I thought it's nothing, but it's really something. Like,
Yeah.
I got almost afraid. Yeah.
Yeah, and the solution is grounding, hydration, and don't overdo it. So tomorrow when Lydia gives us a little talk about hormesis, about a little bit is good in sacred space, but too much. Yes.
Question, you talked about gravity and longitudinal waves in Verify. A lot of people that we have come through Verify end up with very, very heavy sensation while they're in the field, particularly hands and arms and lots of times on the feet. Is that a gravity thing?
Well, I think what Paul's describing, it might be even simpler than that. As the body accretes more charge, my mother used to say, he's not moving while the flavor lasts. You know, basically the charge density freezes you in the spot. So you get lots of charge rotating, you have lots of inertia. So I would talk about it first in terms of inertia, simply. Is your body becomes very, very charged. And your body cannot gather a lot more charge if you're moving. Stillness accretes a lot more charge than movement, except perfect geometric. Like if you move your finger in a perfect golden spiral, you should be able to feel it tingle at the fingertip. It's the physics of chi and grace. So it's a capacity, we call it a calculus of curvature. So there's certain kinds of movements which accrete capacitance, chi in yoga, for example. But in general, you accrete max capacitance from stillness. So there they are still, and they're being hugely charged. So their aura is building, and the aura has more inertia. So of course it's harder to move. It's a mutual process. As you get more still, and that's how Kundalini happens. That's how it happened to me. You learn how to get still longer and longer until there's a red hot poker going up your tailbone.
So is there any relation to why, particularly hands and feet? Is that
Well, yes.
something about us and our lifestyle?
Yeah, very much so. Like for somebody like me that's probably more stuck in the head.
No.
Whereas people who are active healers with their hands or working with their hands or feet all day, their discharge point is more likely to be. Makes total sense.
And this is why different people have different effects. And one of the experiments that we're talking about doing right now, because it could be that the central part of their bodies is getting lighter, so therefore the extremities feel heavier. When I get on a lot, I don't get any heavy parts at all. I feel lighter. I feel like I'm floating up off the table. So what we're talking about doing is taking 4 really accurate piezo weight measurements, so little mini scales that will fit underneath the 4 legs of the table and do very accurate weights as we have people on the table to measure that. So,
Cool.
You know how there was arguments for years among physicists because they made measures. There was publications. The body loses 6 to 8 ounces at the moment of death.
Right.
This was an argument that went on for years and years. It actually was never resolved as an argument.
Yeah.
Because it's actually what I think it is people that have a really good aura, yeah. But people who have not much aura, no. That's my opinion, actually.
Yeah.
Well, I wondered that too, if that was a statement about what the aura was.
I think it is, actually. And of course, physicists don't know what a soul is, so they couldn't ask that question. Let's not pick on them. Yeah, please go ahead.
I have one quick question. I'm interested in the benefits, the positive and negative benefits of virtual reality. For example, say this dodecahedron, if we could see that inside our head using virtual reality, like there could be a benefit to it. And the reason I'm asking is that the school in Chartres is saying that we're not just going online, they're all going virtual reality.
Oh yeah, they want to go virtual.
And I'm concerned
Right.
that I'd rather teach sacred geometry on a tree, you know. but they're saying it has to all go digital and
Oh,
so I
right.
need some advice.
Yes, it's sort of like the moment when all the analog music turned digital, and they thought that was great, except it was harder to get soul in there.
Yeah.
Then they had to warm it up in the tubes again, like the Therapy.
And the people who are teaching VR, their eyes are a little bit popped out of their head. I'm not saying it's negative, but,
That's great, Jay. You're so good. Yours are popped out of your head something. No. No, that's a really good question. It's like, would you like to be a Borg? And in Japan they would. No, let's not think of it. No, actually, the truth is that a strictly virtual reality, as it exists now, would be a much more difficult space in which to support the propagation of plasma. So actually, all these books about the soul in the computer do not know what a soul is. A soul is a plasma donut that's really spinning. That's what it is. And that ain't happening in these present virtual donuts, virtual reality things. No.
that was my intuition.
Yeah,
I felt
you know,
something wasn't right.
I'm sorry, Dave, I can't do that. That computer didn't have a soul. So all these people that are looking for the soul in the machine don't have a clue what a soul is. They're not going to find it, actually. So you're right. They need to do it under a tree. I agree with you. That's my answer. You can learn from the computer, but if you want the real bliss experience, being inside a silicon chip ain't going to cut it. No. And all these kids with their iPhones, and when Steiner said correctly that if children under 7 and then under 14 spend too much time in front of passive visual devices, computer screens, they physically lose the ability to form an image inside their head. Do you know what that means? They cannot be God. That's what it means. Because if you're totally passive in front of all external image making, you cannot make I mage, I mag, I match, I merge with Agni, the fire, right? So in the Steiner school, the way they teach that is good physics. They say, okay, kids, and they get down there and they're taught to draw with extremely high resolution the stages of the opening of a rose. These are like 7-year-old kids, 8 years old. They draw it and make a very careful picture. Now they get the sequence of the staging of the opening of the rose. Okay, next step, children. Close your eyes and visualize those sequence of steps of the opening of the rose. Let's do it now. Can you make the image? Can you make the picture inside your head or not? Are you a creator or not? It's that simple. So if you can visualize this rose growing, are you doing it with me? Is the rose unfolding? Do you smell something? In the Steiner class, they always find out if the children accomplish this correctly by checking for the smell of roses. Even if it's not a rose for 1,000 miles. In Australia, they do, and it works. Do you know the physics of why? The flowering brain is the infrared generator, which is the physics of olfaction. This is Callahan's work. We're getting a little more esoteric here. But a wonderful lady lived with us in Marshfield, Massachusetts, Cape Cod, doing the Gurdjieff gymnastic. And she would be having these bliss experiences. And one day the windows are closed. The house is sealed up because it's cold outside. She's in there having these bliss experiences. First thing on one side of the house, the cat is smashing against the window, demand.
All right. It is my time to maybe sleep. But I will watch this video, but it's my time to end this live stream. I am very grateful, and I really do not seek honor in this. I don't seek any honor. I just seek inner understanding of bringing businesses to humankind in a way where we can inspire each other, make each other richer than ever before. Well, I want to make everybody richer than ever before through working in my on my vision, in my body, on my vision, through my mentality about this. So I thank you for this. I really am thankful for this. Like, really, thank you for watching this. Stay you, and much love to you.